Hey everybody, it's Rick here again for another one board family review. Today I am reviewing Escape, the Curse of the Temple. Ooh. This is a game from Queen Games and it was published in 2012. So fairly new, but an amazing game. It's one of lots of danger, exploration, a large amount of intensity, but really a whole lot of fun. Escape, the Curse of the Temple involves going through who would have guessed it, temple, and finding treasure. And the more treasure you find, the easier it is for you to get out of the temple. Doing so will involve using these dice. So these dice have different sides that allow different things to happen. All in 10 minutes. 10 minutes that's played on a CD that comes with the game. You're all playing at the same time. You don't sit there and take turns like a normal game. You're all rolling your dice furiously, trying your best to get the results that you need in order to move further into this temple.
So maybe you just need green runner dice and you can go right through the door. Or maybe you need some keys and those will help you get into the next room. And sometimes, oddly, you need torches in order to move into the next room. So many different combinations of dice do so many different things.
You don't have a set game board. Instead, you're going to be exploring with these pieces, and as you draw them, you may be connecting them in a different way than you've ever connected them before. You go through each room trying to find these gems. And these gems, they're the treasure that you're trying to find, but also they enable you to escape the temple more easily. You have to have a certain number of gems collected before you can even try, and the more that you have, the easier it is to get out. So you're rolling and rolling and rolling, and everything's going fine, and you're exploring, and you're, getting further into the dungeon, and then all of a sudden on the soundtrack you hear a gong. Whenever you hear that gong, that means you have to get back to the starting room. You can't just go exploring and spinning the whole time, because twice during those 10 minutes that gong's going to sound and you have to get back to that starting room, or you lose a die for the rest of the game.
Come on, guys. You can do it. Got it.
Another element to this game that I think is kind of cool is that it comes with an expansion built into the game. So you just exploring the dungeon and getting treasure out is going to be, a game in and of itself, but the game also comes with these curse cards, which when you explore certain rooms, you find a curse, and maybe you are stuck in that room until you get rid of the curse, or maybe you lose a die until you break that curse, or this is one of my favorites. You end up having to keep one hand on your head until you break that curse, so you're rolling one-handed. It just adds another element of fun. There's also treasure cards that you can play that will help you make the game easier. These things make the game harder, and there are tons of mini expansions, and there's 3 big expansions for this game, so that you will probably never run out of different possibilities that you can use of these tiles that make the game be unique each and every time. This is the game that we play the most in my house. It's 10 minutes every time. You can just break it out in between games. Maybe you're about to go somewhere and you've got 40 minutes. Well, many games you're not going to be able to finish. This game you're guaranteed to finish in probably 2 rounds and you'll be fine. People love it. People get really excited, especially if you almost make it out of the temple. You want to try one more time, and if you did make it out of the temple, you're like, okay, let's make it a little harder this time so that we can get out.
Yay, you made it!
So I would have to say that Escape, Curse of the Temple is a must-buy. You really need to have this one in your collection. Even if you don't even have that many games, I might consider this one in my top 5 of the games that we own. So go out there, get yourself a copy of Escape: Curse of the Temple.